June next year, I'm going to be taking on the biggest challenge that I'll have probably physically ever put myself through. Mont Ventoux, 6 ascents, 275 kilometers and 8,800 meters of elevation in one day. Why am I doing it? Well, earlier this year, I filmed my dad taking on that exact challenge. Sadly, it did not go the way that we hoped. He had terrible conditions on the mountain. Pretty dangerous, it was really windy, it was freezing at the top as well. The whole ride was way behind schedule. He still managed 3 ascents, which, to be honest, it was still fucking amazing. No one that day was going up the mountain, certainly not up to the top. Essentially what happened is, at the top of his 3rd ascent, I said to him, let's do it together next year. Didn't really think too much about what it was that I was saying, or really letting myself in for, but that's the plan, to ride it together and hopefully be successful with getting the 6 times up in a day. I hadn't been really on the bike for like 12, 13 years. I've done a lot of running and strength work in the last 2-3 years especially, but I used to race as a teenager from like 12 to 17, and I haven't really ridden since I quit when I was a junior. There was a lot of time that me and Dad spent travelling up and down the country to events abroad, France, Belgium, Holland, and we have a lot of fond memories of that. Essentially this trip, it was like a role reversal. Like, I was supporting him, and it was a good few days away in France, and it just had this whole nostalgic feeling from the get-go. So I ended up having a go at Ventoux myself a couple of days before Dad did his ride, and I absolutely loved it. I've only ever really ridden in the Pyrenees in terms of mountains, but I hadn't really experienced anything like Ventoux. So my granddad died in January this year, and the 6 times up was something that Dad had always wanted to do. And he first rode Ventoux with his dad when he was 18, I think. I think Granddad passing gave Dad the kick up the arse to essentially do it in memory of him. Dad has already done the ride that is 3 times up when he was 40. Granddad supported him for that. So they've got quite a few memories on that mountain. Before I'd even been up there, it was like, I know I'm going out to a special place. That was my 3rd road ride of the year. So yeah, since then the flame for cycling has been really reignited, and knowing that we've got this opportunity to go out and do something like this together while my dad still can is pretty special. So what is this ride about? Well, essentially there is a club that you become a member of if you complete 3 times up in a day. That's called Sanglé de Mont Ventoux, and that includes climbing from the 3 towns that sit at the foot of Ventoux: Bédoin, Malacène and Saut. Bédoin is around 21.5k or 21 kilometers and has an average gradient of like 7.5% with a max of 10. Then there's Malacène, slightly less average gradient, but has a few bigger max gradients. I think it's like 10.5 it goes up to. And then there is the ascent from Saut, which is about 26k and averages around 4.5%. The route from Saut joins up with Bédoin once you get to Chalet Reynard, which is like the famous bit from where everything gets open. Doing this ride twice is also a bit of a thing. It's called Sanglé du Mont Ventoux. Not that many people have done it compared to how many have done the Sanglé du Mont Ventoux. It is a tough challenge, and it's not one to take lightly. So what is it going to take to do this ride? In terms of training, we've just got to get on the bike for long days, long hours. So I think at the moment, based off my Strava, I've been hitting around 240 kilometer weeks on the bike. That obviously is including indoor rides. That distance will need to go up. I will still be looking at doing my strength training probably twice a week. We're not that blessed in the UK to have the most amazing climbs to replicate something like Ventoux. The focus really is going to be on just long days in the saddle. And then we'll be looking at specific work with indoor training. I would say at the minute my current fitness levels are pretty decent. So I back myself, I feel fit and I've got a good mental attitude towards it. My dad is a machine. He's been on the bike for the best part of 50 years now. He knows what he's doing on the bike. Something that is going to be really important for this ride is getting my weight down. I am currently weighing 85 kilograms, which is a little bit on the heavier side for a cyclist. But what I will be doing is just trying to get as light as possible and get that magic power to weight ratio somewhat improved from what it is now. It's not too bad at the minute. I think I'm sitting around about 4 to 4.5 watts per kilo. So yeah, there's a bit of work to do, but it's a work in progress. So yeah, that's how the training's gonna look. I think it's gonna be really interesting to just see progression regardless of the actual goal of doing this ride. As I said, been back on the bike a couple of months now, and the big difference for me from when I was racing as a teenager is that now I don't have any pressure. That correlates to just enjoying it a lot more. Yeah, okay, there's the Ventoux goal, but like, there's no result I've got to get. It's just about doing a ride with my dad on a mountain. And whatever happens is whatever happens. I think the fact that we're going to be doing it together is going to bring an element of camaraderie, a little bit of teasing probably. We can't be just serious about this the whole time.
Got getting to 160.
Oh, gonna give the old man a heart attack.
Chasing the young fella.
But yeah, just real support when it's just us two and there's no one else around, like, as opposed to doing it on your own, we've got each other, and I think that's gonna be quite a big part of the day. In terms of the nutrition, I actually don't have a clue yet. All we know is we'll be sticking to the standard, trying to get 100 grams of carbs in every hour. One thing is for sure is that me and Dad have both done some pretty long stints on the bike, and we don't enjoy the sweet stuff after a while. That is going to play a big part in finding the right fuel brands to ensure that we aren't sick of what we're taking on board. I think it's going to be really important that we, to a point, enjoy what we're eating and taking on. Dad had a strategy. He was pretty adamant that he wanted to take on as much normal food as possible, having things like pasta and even pizza, sandwiches. I can't remember some of this. I think we made rice cakes, which are fucking unreal. If you ever get a chance to try one of my dad's rice cakes, count yourself lucky. We'll definitely be loading up on them. The difficulty on the mountain is going to be eating on the move, and certainly eating uphill, because naturally our breathing rate is going to be higher. One thing that we're going to really have to think about is how long we stop to eat. The longer we stop, the less time we are riding, and we are against the clock with this. No matter how we look at it, we've only got a certain amount of daylight to do the ride, so we don't want to be stopping too much for like big feeds. So that is the ride in a nutshell. I know I went on a little bit, but I honestly can't wait for this, and I'm just excited to get training more intensely for it. I love training, and having something like this to work towards, I think, is gonna just keep me going through the winter. When I first said about doing this with Dad, I didn't really know what I was taking on, but what I did know is we're gonna make some pretty sick memories on that mountain. Whatever happens, it is a really big moment for us both, I think. Dad is the reason that I got into cycling as a kid anyway. What I'm getting at is there's a lot of nostalgia and a really strong bond between us based around this thing on two wheels. I can't tell you how buzzing I am to be back on the bike and to actually be enjoying it in a way that I probably never did. The ability to make these memories on the mountain that my dad and his dad did, it's like the gauntlet is being passed down. So there you have it in a nutshell. That is what we're doing, and yeah, I'm going to be creating quite a bit of content going forwards, documenting the journey, and yeah, just creating a lot more cycling content in general. So stay tuned for all of that, and yeah, the journey to Bassanglet du Mont Ventoux begins.